Hi, my name is Adam, and I'm going to be covering gas leaks. Now, when you see gas leaking out of your mower, it can be easy just to call the repairman and think that all is lost. But there are simple ways to identify the problem and possibly repair it yourself and save some money. The first thing you need to do is wipe it off and watch for the drip. If you can wipe it off to a condition where you don't see any more gas, and then you want to check to see where it's coming from. There are 5 spots that I can identify where gas usually leaks out of. These would be, first, the tank. The tank on alongside of the seam, sometimes it'll get cracked or warped. Heat will warp it, causing the seam to separate so that gas will leak out. Also, you want to check around the cap. Caps go bad. Wipe it off, see if it's leaking around the bottom side of the cap. Second thing you want to check out is the fuel line. Has the fuel line been corroded? Fuel lines go bad pretty quickly, and the rubber will allow fuel to just drip out. Sometimes at the connection on either side of the line will go bad. Fuel lines are cheap. They cost $5, $10. You can get them at Home Depot or order a reel online. So change that out if you see fuel leaking from it. Third place that is most common, these are going to be from the carburetor. I have 3 left. The bottom bolt gas on the bottom bolt, the gasket that surrounds it. Show you what that looks like. I have a Tecumseh carburetor here, and I have one from a Briggs & Stratton model. I'm going to pull the bolt off the Tecumseh. This is just a 1/2 inch socket. As you can see right here, this would be the gasket that would hold fuel from coming out of the bottom of this bowl. Without this gasket, the bolt wouldn't be able to hold back much. So you have to have that in place. Put that over the side. The fourth in line is the rubber bowl, the rubber seal that surrounds the top part of the bowl. So I'm going to pull the bowl off, and if you can see here, this rubber piece seals the bowl up against the carburetor. Without that, fuel will leak all around this. And if you see, what you want to do is wipe that off and see if it's dripping from the top side here. Same goes with the bolt. If you wipe it off and you see fuel coming from the bottom here dripping, sometimes you can easily go in and just tighten that real quick. Otherwise, you may have forgotten to put the gasket back on the bolt before you put it all back together. And other times, this gasket, this one happens to be made of brass, can go bad. Others are made of just paper or cardboard type material. And in that case, you can cut out your own or just buy one. Fifth in line here is your needle and seat. I'm going to open up and show both of these, the Tecumseh and Briggs & Stratton model needle and seat. Let's see. I'll need my needle nose pliers here. I'm just going to pull the pin. There you go. And then pull this back. There's my needle that just fell out there. You can see that. And inside here, where that needle will sit, is a rubber seat. These will go bad and foul out, and they'll become hard. And they need to be rubberized so that when this needle sits against it, it stops the flow of fuel coming in. It works a lot like a toilet does, in a way that it stops water from continuing to fill the tank. until the next flush. So yes, there's a kit that's made by Briggs & Stratton. I'm sure that there's a similar one made by Tecumseh where you can order, it's usually the needle and seat that you'll buy together, a kit. And you'll use a tool that, I have one that's made from Tecumseh, and it looks, my wife said it looked just like her sewing needle. But you'll use this to extract that rubber piece right out of here with this hook, and then you'll be able to put the other rubber seat right here on the other side of the tool and then shove that down inside and twist it so you get a flat surface there. So I'll show you, it's the same way inside the Briggs & Stratton carburetor. Same 1/2 inch socket here. See here I have this the same rubber seal. So I'll go ahead and pull the pin out. And then flip this over. So there you have your red rubber seal inside there. It's called the needle and seat. So the way to identify this last problem, if the fuel is leaking from the inside here, usually from right here or straight from the jet right there in the center, then that's how you would know that the fuel is continuing to seep up through here where the jet is supposed to be stopping it. So just remember, wipe it off and watch for the drip, and you'll be able to identify the problem and fix it.